from the Streamer Rescue Studios.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Surprise live in the daytime. Surprise daytime live stuff. Let me get this stuff shared. Your channel. Share, copy link. I'm gonna go. Hope you guys are doing well out there in digital world, in computer land. Live right meow. Come hang out. Tweet. We'll do that there. And then we'll do this here. And I've already got all the stuff set up for recording the audio, so I won't have to do that when I get done with this. All I have to do is share the stuff. And I have a very cool thing to tell you about that has happened, and it is pretty fucking awesome. I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to tell you about it because this is awesome, and I am proud of my very good friend Ed Dennis's ability to fix guitars. Should I do this? Watch this. Let's do an Instagram. We never do this. We never do this. All right. Just give me a second, guys. Share it on all the things. Share. Edit profile. Website. Paste. Done. Link in bio. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tag this photo. How do I get out of this thing? All right. I got more followers on my personal page anyway. I'll just share that on the podcast page later. All right. Cool. Appreciate you, Brian Jordan. How you doing there, buddy? Just giving up home runs. You watching this Braves game, dude? This is pitiful. All right, guys. Forgive me for Forgive me for taking up so much of your time already and not really giving you any good, solid content yet, but we're going to get to that right meow, because I've already got the GarageBand set up to record, and I just got to go in here and select this. Okay. There we go. What up, Just Jay? How's it going? Ooh, you like that? That was nice. New subscriber, Peter. Right on, Peter. That means I'm at 305 now. Okay, you know what? I'm going to steal a note from Jamie. I'm going to steal a note from Jamie Deluxe here real quick before I go further. Yes. Appreciate you, Brian Jordan. All right, let me pop this out. And why is it not letting me why is it not letting me do that? No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Oh well. I'll figure that out later. I was going to try to put the chat up on the screen here so you guys could see what the chat is saying. Oh, so I can just do that. Can you guys see that well? I wonder if there's another thing that I could do, like oh, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Oh, we ain't worried about the bass today, Brian, because guess what we got? And I did this so that I'm gonna plug this thing in so you guys can hear it too. Mute the mic. Listen to this. Listen to that low E string there. In the quiet moonlight, something blue eyes crying in the rain. Don't it though, man? Sounds real good, man. I think that sounds real good, Brian Jordan. But I only wanted to plug it in for I'll leave it plugged in, why not? But anyway, let me go ahead and get this audio going here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing this Right. Meow. All right. Hey, guys. So I am here hanging out with you today. So just in case I don't get to tomorrow. I've got a gig tomorrow that gets done a little later. So yeah, I'm going to just do a quick episode tonight and not sit my mic stand on my mic cable because that's not good. Anyway, anyhow, so there is some crazy things that has happened in the area here over the last couple of days. Actually, it's just some things have happened in the past, but we've just learned about it in the last couple of days. There was a woman who apparently murdered or had her husband murdered and put him in a trash bag and left him under like somebody's like camper or something like that. And the daughters have, I just love hearing that low E string. The daughters have been trying to get in touch with their dad for like 2 years and haven't been able to. And this all stuff just came to a head over the last couple of days. And it's just a really weird situation. I can't imagine somebody having the ability to do something like that. But no, what can I say? I'm just a regular old person, I reckon. Not like those weirdos who can do stuff like that. But anyway, that was just a random side thought that I had. There will be more coming up about that. I'm sure we'll have Brother Matt Paris on to talk about that because he's been at the forefront of like reporting on this story since, you know, it's crazy, right, Brian? But yeah, he'll have more to say about that in the future. But this happened in Myrtle Beach here. Happened in Myrtle Beach. Well, I mean, technically, the first interview was like done right across the street from my house. So, but yes, in Myrtle Beach, the Myrtle Beach area. So, I'm going to brag on this podcast for a little bit. There was a time when I was so worried about my podcast being ranked high that sometimes I would go in and just download the podcast on my phone, like just to see if it made a difference. And I would just download it on my phone, and I would download like, you know, however many episodes it took to double how many of them were downloaded on a certain day. And I just got to be so worried about it and just like was freaking out over it all the time. So I decided that, well, actually, I just didn't do it one day and I just stopped doing it after that. And I haven't done that in months now. Like, it's been probably a year, actually, maybe more than a year. But I looked and got a memory today on Facebook, and the memory was about the podcast, about bragging that it was the highest that I had ever been ranked, and I was ranked 40th, number 40 and number 777, or 40 something and 777th over all the podcasts that are uploaded on my platform. And it's a prestigious platform that a lot of top podcasters use. So I am number 40 today out of all the podcasters that are uploaded on my platform, and as far as downloads. And I have not downloaded any of my own episodes other than I am subscribed to myself. So every time I release an episode, one of those downloads is me. But every single time that I release an episode, I'm averaging about, and I'm doing 2 episodes a week, sometimes 3. I'm averaging about 150 downloads an episode. And that is kind of unheard of, because I sort of think about YouTube being my highest, my highest, what's the word I'm looking for? Like my YouTube being my most successful form of contact, but I'm realizing that that's actually not true, and that the audio is doing well, and we're getting audio record or audio downloads from hello Abby, how are you? All the digital moms showing up. But it's shit. What was I just saying? Think about this low E string, and I'm like getting all excited, man. Oh yes, but we are getting downloads and visits to my website and embeds and plays and things like that from the majority of them, like, come from the US, but I'm getting a few. Like I have, from what I can tell, I've got 2 or 3 people who subscribe from Switzerland, because I get random pings from Switzerland and a couple from Russia. I've got one in Ireland, and I hear you. It is hot in Florida, Abby, I know. But yes, I'm very proud of the podcast and how it's been going, and I couldn't do that without you guys. I couldn't do that without you hitting download and listening to me ramble about God knows what. But I did address this earlier on Facebook. I have not been in the best spirits as of late, and just mostly just because I've been lazy. And in the summertime, I'll get in a weird sleep pattern just because I won't have to be at work until later. So, I won't have to be at work till later. So, I get to sleep later, and it just puts me to where I'm awake for more of the night than I am the day. And I know that's just not humanly natural. It's just not. Like, we're built to, soak up the sun and things like that. And I know that I'm outside of that, but it's just my work schedule does that to me. I couldn't do that, Abby. Abby has to get up with the birds and get work done outside. I hear you. Those Florida mosquitoes, them Florida skeeters, they something else. Skeeters. I appreciate that, Jay. The Braves are getting rocked right now. Just got my guitar back earlier today from Brother Ed Dennis. He all right, I hear you, Brian. What you got? I know a thing or two about her. I know she'll only make you cry. She'll let you walk the streets beside her. She gets her way just like a child. Everybody says she's looking good, and the lady knows it's understood. Strutter. That's all you get, Brian. But Ed Dennis did a very good job on this. He told me all the stuff he did. He's got a really good studio that he's built at his house, and he's had his studio in the past at an outside location, and now he's built an addition onto his house and just built a studio in there, and it's so awesome. It's really, really, really awesome. And I went and checked the whole thing out today, and having this here, this little spot in my house, having this little corner in my house stowed away to do this is really awesome. Like, all I have to do is turn on the computer. All I have to do is turn on the computer and I'm ready to go every single time. And that's so awesome. Like, I have no excuses to not go live whenever I want to here. But like I told them, this is set up for talking. Like, this is mostly set up for like communicating. It's talking, speaking. And his studio is definitely set up for music. He's got he put headphone jacks on the walls, and everything is just so easily accessible. It's like somebody who's had a studio for years, who knew where everything needed to be, built one from scratch, and it's so awesome. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing some recording with him. I got a lot of different places that have offered me time and have offered me all these different things. But Brother Ed, anytime I need something done on my guitar, or anytime we need help on a gig, he's always right there. And I want to give him the nod. Just we do a lot of work together, and I believe in doing things like that. I need some drums. Brother Joey's mom, Brian, gave me giving me the piano out of their house, and I just got to go pick it up. And I was going to use Adam's truck because it's got that lift on the back of it. But it's a nice acoustic piano that I'll have, and I'm gonna put that up against the wall over here, so when I'm doing like guest talks, it'll be part of the studio, which is nice. I won't be able to play it at night because it'll be going straight into my neighbor's house, but. Yeah, I need drums recorded. And maybe, I don't know, I might just do an acoustic album. I might just do just go in there one day and do I told him I want to do a Robert Johnson album, like go in with one microphone and a guitar, and he's got some old ribbon mics that he says that he can use, and for those of you not familiar, old ribbon mics are But yeah, he's got some old ribbon mics, which are like old school. Like he said, it's just a piece of aluminum that vibrates that sends the signal. Abby, I got a violin that you can have. I'll mail it to you. It's not in any good shape. You'd have to get it and have to get some work done on it. And it might be worth the work that the cost to get it right might be worth more than the actual violin. But I also think that it's a 3/4, not a 4/4. But yeah, he was like, yeah, we could make it sound good, man. Like, oh yeah, I know that, Bruce, for sure. Definitely need to have it tuned after a move. But the cool part about it, Bruce, is that it opens up. It's like an open face. Like I can open up the front of it, and I can tune it myself. Like all I need is a key. But most of those old pianos have a key mounted inside to tune it with. Absolutely, from 20s or 30s. Yeah, that's the way, because I think about things a lot. I think about this a lot. Like a lot of the music that I listen to and some of my favorite recordings of things are not the best recordings. They're not perfect. It's like the Beatles recordings are, some of them are just, you can hear things in the background that you probably shouldn't hear, or a sour note or something like that. And those things make the music so good. And one of my favorite, if you listen to, I'm really big Iron and Wine guy. I love Iron and Wine. And one of his albums is called, I think, The Sea and the Rhythm, and Creek Drank the Cradle. If you listen to those albums, like he's everything he records, it sounds like he does it in his house, just with all the all that stuff in the background. You can hear all of the room, like the room makes sounds as well. And I really like how those albums sounded. Like it sounds like he's actually sitting in front of him, like he's sitting on the other side of the radio playing these songs live. It's not like I might like stuff like that just because I feel like I would be frustrated if I had to do something so many times to get it right. I'd rather just do it one time, and however it comes out is how it comes out, because that's how I would get if I were to play it live in front of you, is one shot to do it. So I'd rather do everything in one shot, you know. I don't know, maybe a couple of run throughs. If one of them's just like, shit, I just messed up the words, I gotta redo this. But I mean one shot. If you get the words right, you get the chords right. But I would just feel like it would frustrate me to is it I bet moving pianos is a temperamental work. Bruce, I bet it is. But like I said, if you get the chords right and you get the words right, and I just think that it's easier to do the one take, because I would just get frustrated doing take after take to get something right. You know, just like, it's frustrating. It's just a frustrating thing to do to you know, just take after take until you get something right. That's no way to do it. I maybe it is some way to do it, but I don't think so. I think personally that if the artist is comfortable doing what they're doing, if the artist, well, see, yeah, you're right, Abby. It depends on how gifted the editor is, but that's what I like to try to bypass. I want to bypass the editor. I want to create the I want to create the, most natural sound as possible. And natural is not always perfect. Like, trees don't grow all of their limbs the same length, like that's because it's just not natural to do so. And I want the music to sound as natural as possible, because I think that me just sitting here finger picking these chords that I don't even know what I'm gonna do next sound better than some of those things that you hear on like a Bon Iver album or something like that. Is more pleasing to me than something that you can tell they sat down and recorded dozens of these tracks just to get this thing right. But yes, it sounds musically perfect and musically good, but that's removing the human element, I think. And the human element is the most important part. I hear you, Bruce. You can't keep a working man down, as my daddy says. Absolutely, Abby, and I agree with that. I think that the albums and the songs that withstood the test of time, those guys didn't care whether they recorded perfect songs. They just wanted to share what they felt. They just wanted to, they had this thing growing inside of them that they had to get out. And that is what it's all about. I think that's the trick. I think if you do that then you'll progress past past the next stage of this thing. Man, the Mets are just working the Braves lineup right now. Touki Toussaint, 14 pitches in, giving up almost home runs. Sorry. I need to do a sports talk soon. I've been talking a lot about sports in life and not on the podcast. And this started as a sports podcast. Can you believe that? You guys, anybody ever hear a sports talk that I did back in the day? I bet not. But I just think that being conscious, you saying, Abby, being conscious in my writing, I do feel that I think that you kind of need to know what you want to say. And if you know what you want to say, then what does he say, Peter Frampton? Looking for the perfect sound. Yeah, man. I hear you. Just that's what I think. I think that's the trick. Is the perfect sound isn't perfect. The perfect sound has a little bit of. I'll give you the perfect example, and this is something that only music nerds will get. But I'll break it down to where everyone can understand. So, when you tune a guitar into standard tuning, whether it be standard or half step down, no matter what, if you tune it to a version of standard, where all of the chords that you can play, your standard chords will sound fine. Not in just a standard tuning. We tune half step down, but that doesn't matter for this analogy. If after a while, at certain points in guitars, and we're throwing wild pitches all around the place, giving people basses. I'm sorry. If you get to a certain point in a guitar's life, certain strings will have to be tuned a little bit under what the tuner says it should be. If the tuner says that it's spot on, sometimes you play that chord and it's not spot on. It doesn't sound right. So you have to tune a little bit down. You have to tune a little bit down to make it sound fine. And a string will have to be maybe a little bit off from what the tuner says. So if it's perfect, it doesn't sound as good as it does if it's just tweaked a little bit. The same thing with a song. If you remove the human element, that's just what do you do then? Are you just letting the computers write everything like that episode of Black Mirror? And I hate that thought. But anyway, I'm pretty excited about this guitar. When I hit that string right there, I get a profound sound, and I really needed that profound note to make this thing sound the way that it can. I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, getting back to bragging on the podcast a little bit, because I believe it's something worth bragging about. Even saying that I've been a little, extra stressed out lately and not in my best spirits and not really feeling like doing podcast episodes or feeling lazy or whatever you want to call it, the downloads didn't stop. Like every now and again I would have a download. I would have a day with 6 downloads or a day with 11 or 12 downloads, but still there were downloads every day. And on days when I haven't released a podcast in almost a week, I'm getting upwards of 30 and 40 downloads in a day, sometimes 70. I got 70 downloads the other day. And I know that's not a huge number when you compare them to other podcasts that I listen to or that anybody listens to, but it's really, really cool for me. I'm very, very excited about where the podcast has come from. Because I remember the days when I was just I remember the days when I was going up to people and telling them about my podcast and getting their phone from them and going in their phone and subscribing to my podcast on their phone and showing them how to do that. And I remember the days when that was the thing. And I have a really odd concept of time, a bad concept of time. I don't know what 3 years and 3 months and 3 days sometime might feel about the same to me, but it's been more than a year now because I'm seeing memories on Facebook being brought up, and I shared it today. I love getting podcast memories because that just means that I've stuck with it. It's something that I did then that I do now. And for anybody that knows me close knows that I'll get really obsessed with something for a little while, and then I'll get I'll get super obsessed with this thing for a little while, and then I'll try it for a minute, and maybe I'll get limited, or it won't work out, and I'll stop. And I've always been that way. I'll get super obsessed with something, and then I'll stop. Watching that show or doing that thing, and just it's like being an addictive personality. I become addicted to things. But then I realized, okay, this isn't really necessary, so I'm going to move on to something else. And this podcast, I'm sure, was something that a lot of people were like, I bet this is just something that's, he's going to be into for a little bit and then over it, just like everything else. But to see that I've been doing it and getting memories on Facebook that it's been more than a year since I've started this stuff is really, really cool for me. Absolutely, That's absolutely right, Abby. Once I can it's going to be a lot better when I can go mobile, and I have to have 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube before I can go live on go live from mobile. And I understand, I get it. That's just so anybody can create a YouTube channel and just go live. And I bet that probably slows down the bandwidth drastically every time somebody goes live. And I know that's got to be the issue. But I wish there was a way that you could. It would be either 1,000 subscribers or a certain amount of time. Or a certain amount of recorded content, because I've got over what is this, 145 right now? So I've got over 145 episodes, over 150 episodes actually, because I number the sports episodes differently, and there's definitely more than 10 of those. So I've got almost 160 episodes at more than an hour a piece on each of them. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of recorded content, and I just wish that people would just, I wish that YouTube would allow it to be like, maybe if you have this much content, then you can go live on mobile, or if you've had your YouTube channel for X amount of time, because more than a year maybe, or 2 years, or whatever it may be. I don't know. Just an idea. But yes, whenever I do get to go live anywhere I want to, like I can go, I think about it all the time. I think about it all the time where I just want to go live on my, go live on a drive or something like that, because I got this stand in my car now to hold my phone, and I want to go live while I'm driving, and just doing that sometimes. I could go live on Facebook, but yes, they do. I get analytics on my videos, on everything that I post. But like I said, I could go live on Facebook, but I want to keep sort of all of my talking videos in one place. And I'll be going live on Facebook every now and again to to just, I guess, try to bring, because I got a lot of Facebook friends who are not on my YouTube channel. So I realize it's like, well, why don't you just go live on Facebook? Because I want to foster something different. I use Facebook mostly to tell jokes, and I don't really mind that, Abby. I don't really mind the locals that much. I don't mind that at all. I actually I'll share all of my, anytime I go live, I share it on Facebook. So anybody who sees my Facebook feed is capable of going, clicking the video and watching whatever I'm saying live, and I don't mind that. But the only thing is that I do have a lot of friends who know where I live and could use that time, if they have something to say about something I'm talking about, it's easy for them to just show up to my house and walk in while I'm live. And that is just something that terrifies me now ever since I've been swatted. And it didn't, like, the day that it happened, I handled it like a boss. Like, I handled that shit like a champ. But the more I think about it, man, like, the cop was telling me like they were prepared to kick my door down if I hadn't of. They were prepared to kick my door down and bust in here, which would have caused us to react a certain way, which could have gotten us shot, not knowing what, the situation was, had my neighbors not told them about the stuff. So now, anytime, like, just knowing that there's people who know where I live and knowing when I'm live, if they have something to say about that, it just gives them the opportunity to show up and walk in unannounced. But I try to keep my door locked while I'm live, just so I have control, because I don't like to, in fear that it's somebody who just has an opinion, I want to have the mics muted so that I don't give them what they want. I don't give them the satisfaction of having their, opinion given when they just show up unannounced, or, show up uninvited, or whatever have you. By me, uninvited by me. 8-0, bases loaded, 1 out. Jesus, these Braves. Yes, they should click and subscribe, get that 1,000. I'm really trying to get to that 1,000, but you know what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to start doing short clips and doing little short videos where I talk about randomness. Or not randomness, where I don't talk about randomness, actually. Little short videos where I talk about a specific subject and do little 5-minute talks and put a bunch of those out there. And I think that's how I'll get my that's how I'll get my my numbers up. The only thing I don't want to do is I don't want to step too far out of what is normal for me, you know, because it is normal for me to sit here for an hour usually and talk to you guys. I don't want to step outside of that comfort zone of knowing that just knowing that I don't want to step out too far outside of what I already do, you know, because anytime you change, you hear it all the time, anytime you change part of yourself for somebody else, you're not really changing for, you know, you're kind of always going to have resentment to that person just because you change something about yourself, something, you know, maybe something important or monumental about yourself. And I don't want to take away from that, but I do want to build my listener base and my viewership. So until I, you know, get past the point to where I want to do, you know, make sure that I save myself, not save myself, but make sure that I give myself what I want and save myself all of this different, you know, all of these different headaches that I could get. Until I can do that, I don't really want to do too much that I'm not comfortable doing, because I know that I won't continue to do that, and I'll do something that people enjoy just to kind of rope them in, and then it'll all change, and then I'll lose everything that I would have gained. And then what if I get 1,000 subscribers and I can go live on mobile, and then I lose a few and it drops under 1,000? Do I lose the ability then, or is it just something that once you get it, you've got it? Who knows? Golden, huh? Let's do golden. Watching the stretch of road, miles of light explode, drifting over thing I never felt before. Watching the crowd roll in, miles of light begin, feel it in my soul I've never felt before. People always told me that bars are dark and lonely, and tall is often cheap and familiar. Sure, sometimes they thrill me, oh, but nothing can ever chill me like the way that they made the time just disappear. Feeling real with me, miles of empty sea, feeling all these things I never felt before. Watching the ships roll in, miles of life begin, feeling in my bones I've never felt before. You always told me, no matter how they roll me, if it falls apart or it makes us millionaires, been right here and on heaven's golden shore we'll lay our heads. You always told me, no matter how they roll me, if it falls apart or it makes us millionaires, I've been right here forever. We go through this thing together, and on heaven's golden shore we'll lay our heads. You see, one time through with that song, I'd be satisfied with that recording. If that was my song, I'd be satisfied with that on a recording, just because it might not be perfect, but it sounds human, you know? That's a My Morning Jacket song there for you. That I'll get flagged from YouTube for playing, and they will demonetize my video, and I'm like, that's cool because I'm already not monetized. You can't take something away that I don't possess. But can't take something away that I already don't have. You can't like, all right, well, I'm taking your brand new truck away from you. That's cool. I don't have a brand new truck. Take it. It's yours. Enjoy. Cancel out that debt that I have to you. But yeah, no, I did want to go live today just because, by the way, want to take a moment to shout out Screwball Whiskey, SKREWBALL Whiskey, WISKEY. If you're watching YouTube, that is the Screwball Whiskey right there. That little, this little thing right here that I'm pointing at on YouTube video. And if you're listening on just audio, I suggest you go to the YouTube video so you can see screwballwhiskey.com down at the bottom. You should type that into the little search engine up there, and get you a bottle of Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey, our fantastic sponsors over at Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. And I really am just so excited to, even though I don't drink or anything like that, I'm just very excited to have a sponsor. And just, ladies and gentlemen, please, by all means, just let's give it up. Let's give it up for Screwball Whiskey there. Let's give it up for Screwball Whiskey there. That was nice, wasn't it? Hell yeah, that's a little better. That's right. That's a little better. A little better for Screwball Whiskey, ladies and gentlemen. They're just doing so good. They're doing just fantastic things out there in San Diego, California. They're doing just awesome. They're just doing good stuff. Oh Lord, your kitten's in a bag. That sounds like you should let the cat out of the bag. You should let the cat out of the bag. You should let the cat out of the bag. It is a tough night for the Braves, brother Jason Summers. But I don't mind losing this game. It's Jake DeGrom. We may as well mark this one off as a loss anyway. It should have just given all the starters a night off, and give all the starters a night off, and just let it be. Count this one as a loss, because it's not gonna do us any good. I got a booger hanging out of my nose a bit. You see it? Oh well. You know what's crazy? I never thought it would come to this. But you get to the point where you're like, is that a booger in my nose or is it just a hair, a nose hair that's like poking a corner or something like that? There's something about me that you know now. I got nose hairs. I tell you what it is. I feel like for most of the time when I was doing drugs that were going in my nose, I would take a pair of pliers and poke them up my nose and just snatch them out, like snatch hair out by the plier full. And what's up, Diving? How you doing? Welcome to the party here. Yeah, probably. Oh well. But yeah, so I think ever since I did that, it just started growing back thick as shit inside there. Now, I still do that every now and again. I'll just go in and just snatch it out when it starts bothering me. Because I'll get them and they'll tickle the inside of my nose. They'll tickle or I'll get a mustache hair that flips upside down and it gets stuck in there and tangled up with the other. See, this is all the stuff we're really here to talk about, right? Just boogers and nose hair and mustache hair and just hair and all that stuff. We do get Dallas Keuchel on the mound on Friday though, Jason. We get him coming in on Friday. I got this appreciate you diving. Let's see. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the end, like the giant spark to burn us all the way is round the bend. Start praying to the Father, beg forgiveness for your sins. Promise you'll try harder and he just might let you in. We don't care about this rock we cling to, and it's probably getting pretty tired of us. So we sit back and watch it and do nothing, just talking about how good it all once was. As far as I got on that so far. I don't even know how I'm going to play it yet. Also got another line that says the wind don't worry about the trees when it blows, and the trees probably just enjoy the breeze. I think that's pretty damn good. That's all I got, though, on that one so far. Yeah, right. That's right, Jason, for the Nats. He's coming back for that series. And, yeah, like I said, I don't mind losing this game. Let them run up the score like we have on them yesterday. I don't care. This is Jacob deGrom. I just hope that we don't eat up our entire bullpen in this game. I hope we don't eat up our entire bullpen in this game because we need to hang on. I appreciate it, Diving. Thank you. And by the way, yeah, if you guys are listening to audio and you hear me responding to these things, I invite you to go to YouTube, and I actually have the chat posted on the video so you guys can read along with the chat. and see what I'm responding to here. Would you send me something, Brian? Did you seriously get it? Oh, you're currently the highest bidder. That's it? Look at that. Brian Jordan getting him some Kiss. Brian Jordan likes old Kiss. He likes who's your favorite one, Brian? Ace Frehley? Ace Frehley, did you hear about all the shit that Ace Frehley's been talking about Gene and Paul over the last couple of months? About why he's not in the band anymore and stuff like that? Yeah, what's it gonna be next, Brian? We can get you into some Death Cab for Cutie. If never I met you, I never have seen you cry. If not for a first hello, we never have to say goodbye. If never I held you, my feelings would never show. It's time to start walking, but there's so much that you never know. I keep telling you a hard luck woman, you'd be a hard luck woman. Wretch, a sailor's only daughter, a child of the water, too proud to be a queen. Wretch, I really love you, I can't forget about you. You'd be a hard luck woman, baby, till you find your man. Before I go, let me kiss you and wipe the tears from your eyes. Whatever he says there, I don't know. I keep telling you a hard luck woman, you'd be a hard luck woman. Wretch, a sailor's only daughter, a child of the water, too proud to be a queen. Wretch, I really love you, I can't forget about you. You'd be a hard luck woman, baby, till you find your man. Wretch, a sailor's only daughter, a child of the water, too proud to be a queen. Wretch, I really love you, I can't forget about you. You'd be a hard luck woman, baby, till you find your man. That's my favorite Kiss song there for you, Brian Jordan. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the chat now who is able to click on Music Chatter there and click subscribe, please go subscribe to Brother Brian's channel. He does a lot of cool stuff on that channel with records and all sorts of different things that you guys might enjoy. Go drop old Music Chatter a subscribe on that channel there. Brian's favorite Kiss song is.
I really love you, baby. I know what you got. Let's get together, we can get hot. I'll be a gambler, baby. Lay down the bets, however he says it. Let's get together, mama, and you'll sweat. No place for hiding, baby. No place to run.
That's how he does it, right?
With the trigger of my love gun. Love gun. Love gun. Love gun.
That's Brian's Jordan's favorite one right there.
You pulled the trigger of my love gun, love gun, love gun, love gun.
I do sometimes. Every now and again. I'll tell you what, on stage though, I got me that new Stanley, sponsored by, I got me that new Stanley squirrel cage fan. That thing's cool, man. How about this one, Brian?
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on trampolines. The Hendersons will all be there. Later Pavlov Bank is fair. What a scene. Rubber men and horses, hoops and garters. Lastly, through a hogshead of real fire. And Mr. K, and in the way Mr. K will challenge the world. The celebrated Mr. K performs his feat on Saturday at Bishopsgate. The Hendersons will dance and sing as Mr. Kite flies through the ring, and don't be late. Mrs. K and H assure the public their production will be second to none. And tonight Mr. Kite is topping the bill. The band begins at 10 to 6 as Mr. Kite performs his tricks without a sound. And the show, Mr. Kite on the straight 10 Somersets he'll undertake on solid ground. Mrs. K and H assure the public their production will be second to none. And tonight Mr. Henry and of course Henry the Horse dances the waltz.
Appreciate it, B. What's up, Eminem? There's just some Beatles.
I do like the Beatles a pretty good bit. Woohoo! The mic's coming in the right key. How you like that? Sponsored by Clear American. Not sponsored by Clear American. Sponsored by Screwball Whiskey, ladies and gentlemen. Any of y'all ever watch Twin Peaks? You know what? I just realized who you are there, Buzz. My buddy Buzz. Is that, man, you know what? Buzz gets a wrench. You tell Ginger I said hello. Unless Ginger's there, then hey, Ginger. Man, I love y'all. Goodness gracious. I haven't been this happy in a long time Man, I know this isn't even face-to-face, but goodness gracious, it's good to talk to you in real person. I mean, in real time. Buzz is the one that told me about you will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to turn in, tune on, and drop in and drop out and cop out because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Jackie Onassis and Bullwinkle. Jay Baba, so good to see y'all. So good to be seen by y'all. Good, man. This is good. Oh, Buzz. Those glory days out on the front porch of Starbucks talking about the universe and how crazy it is and us being in it. Come out to play. Dear Prudence, be the brand new day. The sun is up, the birds will sing, that you are part of everything, dear Prudence. Won't you come out to play? Abby, that is just what they do. That is just what happens when those people are around anybody for long enough. Their spirits and vibes are going to be lifted. what's amazing is that we get to be alive at the same time. That's the beautiful part. Because magical people like that are usually things you only hear about in legends and such, but I know y'all existed. Where are you guys at right now? Are you I see the ventures on Facebook, but can't remember where you guys are right now. And they'll post pictures of me on the TV screen in the camper, and man, is that what that story's about? She didn't want to come meet Maharishi? Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither while they pass, they make their way across the universe. Pull the sorrow waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, inviting and inciting me. Jai Guru Deva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Jai Guru Deva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Images of broken light which dance before me like a million suns. They call me on and on across the universe. Jai Guru Deva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Jai Guru Deva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Man. Ojai, California. I hear you, man. One of these days, Buzz, that Western Ocean's gonna call me, and I'm gonna answer. One of these days. Thank you, Abby. would love to, Buzz. I have to get over my worldly limitations. And I say my worldly limitations, I mean my brain, my body, my mind, my spirit, not my spirit. My spirit wants to go, but my mind does not want to allow me to do that. My mind is just ruthless, man. It's pretty hard on me. What's that say? How long's that been going there for? Let's see. $1:15 ain't bad. Let's do one more. Let's do one that I wrote. Since I have this nice low string that I've got, I want to do this song I wrote called America. I wrote this song called America about 3 or 4 months before the election. Before the election last year, when everybody was just losing their minds about, potentials and things like that. And I was just really disappointed in a lot of the things I was hearing out of my fellow Americans. And I'm still pretty disappointed in a lot of the things I hear out of my fellow Americans. Just, I needed to say that I wrote this before the election because there's a line in it that says, handed wrong but still refusing, doing right despite our losing. And we weren't losing by, we weren't losing by whoever won the election because it was written before that. We were losing by who we were given to choose from. So that was how we lost. This song is called America. Well, I hail from a land of rifles, Thursday evening tent revivals, dusty fields and dusty Bibles. Don't nobody read no more. Waging war against who ain't fighting. Feet in mouths and barkers biting. Too much wrong and no one righting. Don't nobody write no more. Wading water deep and wide from near the shore up mountainside. There ain't nowhere good here left to hide no more. Lifting heavy, breaking backs, and left to pick up all their slack. No one knowing how to act in America. Here in America. Here in America. Well, they say this world's a-changin'. Need to do some rearranging. All's well if you're the same after all the changing is done. 'Cause they build it on our shoulders. Said the bronze is getting golder. We bought all they ever sold, and Lord, and we did so with a smile. Wading water deep and wide from near the shore up mountainside. There ain't nowhere good here left to hide no more. Lifting heavy, breaking backs, and left the feelings what we lack. No one knowing how to act in America. Here in America. Overdose on what we lack. Beaten down but pulled together, shook the ashes off our feathers, broken free from every tether they'd provide. Handed wrong and still refusing, Doing right despite our losing. Being lied to ain't amusing. America. Wading water deep and wide from near the shore up mountainside. 'Cause there ain't nowhere good here left to hide no more. Lifting heavy, breaking backs, and buy our feelings off the rack. No one knowing how to act in America. Lifting heavy, breaking backs, just waiting for our next attack. No one knowing how to act in America. Here in America. Here in America. Well, I hail from a land of rifles, Thursday evening tent revivals, cotton fields and dusty Bibles. Don't nobody read no more. That song's called America. I wrote that one. Yep. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and let you folks carry on with your lives and whatever you were doing before I went live on this thing. Thank you so much, Abby. Really appreciate it. I should. The only thing is when I stream these live, I don't know if I can download these videos for editing. Maybe I can. I'll see what I can do after this. I'll see how it works out. I'll be sitting here for a little bit longer because I just really need to. Thank you so much, Abby. I really appreciate you. Buzz, I appreciate you stopping by to hang out with us there live. This is an odd time for me to have gone live. Usually I'll be gigging at this time, but I had a couple of days off in a row. And, oh man, you know what else happened? Yeah, right on, man. Another thing that happened, I played this gig on Saturday, and I never lose things. Ever. Like, I'm very weird about stuff, and I never lose stuff. But I put this check in my pocket the other day, and I guess I took something out of my pocket and lost the check. I don't know where it is, but I lost the check, and I called the people to get to see if they could just write me another one or whatever, and they had to charge me a fee to do so. So I lost $35 off of my check, which is fine. That's better than not getting the check at all. So it is what it is. But that was kind of a bummer. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Audio folks, please go to the YouTube page and click subscribe on the YouTube channel. Trying to get to 1,000 ultimately, but our next goal is 420 subscribers for obvious reasons. But yeah, we're trying to get there. And what up, Matt Tyndall? Lonely Art of Free. I hear you. That's right. We'll get you a wrench, homie. Get Matt Tyndall a wrench. Oh, Matt Tyndall here is from my hometown. He knows what that thing's like. Please go to the YouTube page and click subscribe. Also go to the mistuffpodcast.com. As a matter of fact, YouTubers, if you're in here right now, I'm gonna link that one up. Link that one up there for you. And the one in the chat bar right now. Why is it not copying the... Select all. Okay, there it is. There it is. You can go to MI Stuff Podcast, the link that I just put up in the chat, and check out all of the links to the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the email address, the YouTube. Everything is there. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, at Kelsey Hudgens on Twitter and Facebook, and at Yonder Wizard, WIZZERD on Instagram, if you guys are interested in that at all. So, yeah, there's that. And since, why is this not allowing me to... Okay, there we go. Since Brother Matt Tyndall mentioned Lonely Are the Free, we'll do this one real quick. This is a Steve Earle song. Lonely are the free, 'cause there ain't that many of them. They don't walk like you and me. Stumble in the breeze, lighter than a feather, all together separately. It's how it's supposed to be, no matter where they wander, from post to in between. From here to over yonder, no place for them to land. Lonely are the free, silent are the strong, and even just a whisper tells you everything that's wrong. You've known it all along. Even just a whisper can tell you everything that's wrong. Keeps you hanging on. The tenants still the signals and the breaking of the dawn. Shattered by the silence, singing sacrificial songs. Silent are the strong. Nothing left to see, a violent shadow passes across the sun so fleetingly that if you have to ask, you'll miss it any way you see. 'Cause lonely are the free. I'm one of them. Be good people. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. Count that as your outro music, ladies and gentlemen. Click all of the things. Go to screwballwhiskey.com and get you a bottle of peanut butter whiskey. And have a good day. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. I love you. I mean it. Peace, bitches. YouTubers, hang tight. Let's do this intro thing. Let's get this to about... Let me see. Well, I gotta find where I gotta start from. Nah. Hey guys, how you living? You doing well? Good. Glad to hear that. Indeed, live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios, ladies and gentlemen, in sunny Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. Go to screwballwhiskey.com, SKREWBALL whiskey, KEYWHISKEY.com, and get you a bottle of Screwball peanut butter whiskey, and follow them on all the social media sites as well. In this episode, which was actually not even really going to be an episode, it was just more of a me addressing some really cool news that I've gotten involving the podcast recently. Just not really news recently. I guess it's something that's been ongoing, but I don't really talk about it much. But the podcast numbers have been doing really well lately, and I'm very proud of the numbers on the podcast lately. We've done really good. We've done really good over the course of the last year. I got a notification of a Facebook memory of a year ago, me bragging about, being ranked the highest that I've ever been ranked before. And I was just very excited to look back at a year ago at being excited about that, when I was, every now and again, I would just to play with the rankings, just to see what would happen. I would download a couple of episodes extra, and just being about a year of not doing that, the podcast has started to actually, gain a little traction outside of the U.S. And I'm really excited about that. And I realized that, over the time that I've been trying to foster my YouTube channel, that the actual podcast, the audio podcast, has been doing really well, and I'm very, very proud of you guys for listening, and I'm proud of me. I'm proud of myself for doing this. Like I talk about this in the podcast, but I really don't do a lot of following through on things that I start. Like if I'm not good at something right off the bat, I usually don't do it, and this is just something that I kind of get the notification, that I've been doing this thing successfully for more than a year. I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that. And I just had to brag a little bit. So I'm not going to give any more away on that. I'm going to let you guys listen to me ramble about that in the content here shortly. Anywho, please go to MI Stuff Podcast. MIStuffpodcast.com. If you go to MIStuffpodcast.com, right above the thing that says MI Stuff Podcast, there are little tiny links you can click that'll get you to all of the social media sites linked to the podcast. If you guys want to follow me personally on social media, you can go to Facebook, Kelsey Hudgens. It's either a clown face or a picture of me and my dad holding an Alabama Nick Saban autograph that I got him for Father's Day a couple years ago, or it is, or the clown face. So either one of those. Friend me on Facebook if you'd like. On Instagram, at Yonder Wizard, WIZZERD. Yonder spelled just like yonder, YONDER, WIZZERD. On Instagram, no numbers, just Yonder Wizard. And on Twitter, at Kelsey Hudgens, if you guys want to follow me for all of my nonsense. And I only say that because I use my personal sites more than I use the podcast one, only because the podcast just doesn't have a lot of ground yet. But anyway, I'm running into my content, so I'm going to let you guys get to it. Episode number 145. Enjoy, motherfuckers. Damn, that was a hard out. Sorry. I'm going to hear how it sounds now. But anyway, I'm running into my content, so I'm going to let you guys get to it. Episode number 145. Enjoy, motherfucker. All right. Hey, guys. So, I told him it was a hard out, so it doesn't matter. Goodness. Burping up leftover hibachi. I made some homemade hibachi last night, and it turned out all right. It turned out pretty good. Did y'all hear that crack? Ooh, how about that one? That was a deep crack. That's what she said. All right, let's see what this is. Number 145. Enjoy, motherfucker. All right, hey guys. So I am here hanging out with you today. So just in case I don't get to tomorrow, I've got a gig tomorrow that gets done a little. All right, cool with that. We'll go ahead and pump up this volume a little bit. I pump up the volume a little bit before it goes out just so, because when it goes out, it'll be exported in MP3 format. And the MP3 format takes away of a lot of the extremities of the low ends and the high end and compresses it all into a smaller file, which is important for me, but it does take away from the extremities and the volume, and you get a better recording if it's like a WAV file or something like that. But for size reasons, we're going with the MP3. Export to disk. Number 145, save. Preparing mixdown. All right, YouTubers, I appreciate you hanging out with me for this long. Whoever's still out there, I love you. I mean it. If you're not out there, I still love you, and I still mean it. All except for one, and you know who you are, damn it. Anyway, I truly do. I love you guys to death. It was so good to have Buzz in the chat. Please stop by anytime you see that notification. Appreciate Brother Peter for subscribing to the channel. That puts us up around, where's that got us now? Where's that got us here in the YouTube world? Let's see. That should put us at 305. Where are we? Why is it? Yep, 305 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. We have 115 more to go before we reach our next goal. And setting goals is an important thing, so I'm going to be doing pretty good about coming through with those things. So, got to reach your goals. All right, guys, I'm going to let you get on with your lives. Please, seriously, if you don't mind, seriously, please go to all of my social media and go to the Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on there. Actually, I feel like I'm my most active on Twitter and Facebook. So, at Kelsey Hudgens on Twitter and Kelsey Hudgens on Facebook. I'm not the only one, but I'm the only one that looks like this in the profile picture. So, please click subscribe if you haven't on the YouTube already. Click the thumbs up button down below. There's going to be a link in the center of the page coming up here in just a couple of seconds. I invite you to click that and then click subscribe if you want to watch some of the old content. They're going to be up in these corners here, so you can check out some of the older stuff too. And I certainly appreciate you doing what you do and being who you are. And in a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. Enjoy your day. Peace, bitches.